How you doing? How you doing? And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Patty, and I am back from the dead. I know. We was gone for a little while. We're still a little bit sick and everything. Like the first hour I wake up in the morning, I'm just coughing and sputtering, and it's a whole thing. But we are 10 times the human being that we were for the last like week and a half. So we back, and it's just in time because 1.4 is right around the corner, and we need to talk about this Venti banner a little bit. All right. I've expressed my opinion on our boy Venti a few times before, but there's a few big things that I want people to think about when they're trying to make the decision whether or not they want to use their resources and pull on this banner. Real quick, just think in your mind how many times, if you're watching the streamers on Twitch and everything, or if you're checking out videos from some of the bigger guys, when's the last time any of y'all saw Venti on their teams outside of Abyss? Has it been a while? I think it's been a while. And why has it been a while? Because we've had several kind of power creepy characters come into the game that if you are spending money on this game, they are absolutely better than some of the original 5 stars we started off with. So I'm not going to say that Venti has lost his crown because he's still very useful in certain places. But with the power creep that we're starting to see come into the game, I don't think that Venti is a safe investment right now, especially for free-to-play players. If you're close to a pity and everything, don't waste your pity on this, man. Save it for the next crazy 5-star we get that I guarantee you should be some hot power creep mess. Like, there's no way. If there's someone that they drop between now and Ayaka, then maybe that person's not going to be balls to the wall crazy. But I have a feeling our girl Ayaka is going to be power creeping horde. Now, I don't know that for sure. There's no leaks or anything about any of those numbers. And we've seen them change damage modifiers and everything from beta testing before. So I wouldn't go heavily off of that information anyways. What I'm going off of is the fact that we've seen some very strong characters be added to the game. And while I know everyone has a lot of love for our boy Venti, the boy's job is just to pop out and press Q, okay? He groups things up real nice. Outside of Abyss, that's not the strongest thing in the world. In Abyss, it can be super useful, but outside of just increasing your time on that so that you're not running around as much, it's nothing absolutely game-changing for your account. It'll make, running around in the world a little bit easier, but that's about it. So I would caution people to save for a banner that's going to have a much bigger payoff in terms of power creep. Because if we, see another Ganyu down the line, then yeah, absolutely throw Venti right in the trash bucket. I'm sorry, Venti Simps. It's fine. Y'all love who you want to love. I completely respect that. I just don't personally feel like these characters are really holding up to some of the stuff that we're seeing come out. So that's my hesitation there. Outside of that, the actual banner itself, Razor, Sucrose, you already have me there. I love both of those characters. Both of those characters are in my main team. Noelle, not terrible. So if you're pretty far from pity and you want to throw a few in this to see if you can catch some constellations for your 4 stars, sure, go ahead. If you hit Venti on it though, your pity's reset. So, I would check your numbers, see how far you are from pity and everything, and do some math in your head and weigh these decisions in your life. Now, one of the other things that's happening in 1.4, and I think that this is happening intentionally to offset everything that I just said, getting a new weapon banner. Getting this. And I'm not going to say that this was a custom-made power creep weapon to Venti to try and, make him relevant again and give people reason to try to whale out on these weapon banners, which we've all seen can take $2,000 before you even get it, let alone fully level it up. But let's actually take a look at this weapon real quick. Oh, just kidding. All right, and we're back with clearly no interruptions. But let's go ahead and take a look at this bow and what we have going on. So, part of the millennial movement that wanders amidst the winds increases elemental mastery by 60 when the elemental skills or elemental bursts of the character wielding this weapon hits the opponents. That character gains Sigil of Remembrance. This effect can be triggered once every 0.2 seconds, okay, and can be triggered even if said character is not on the field. You know, maybe say a character that's out here pressing Q and then leaving because that's his whole job. Anyways, when you possess 4 sigils of remembrance, all of them will be consumed and all nearby party members will obtain the Millennial Movement Farewell Song. Oh, we getting rid of millennials? Rough. For 12 seconds. The Millennial Movement Farewell Song increases elemental mastery by 100 and increases attack by 20%. Once this effect is triggered, you will not gain Sigils of Remembrance for 20 seconds. Of the many effects of the Millennial Movement, buffs of the same type will not stack. So that's, you know, all fair and good, but let's, oh god, go ahead and look at this horrible wall of text here. Maybe I can highlight it and make it, nope, you're not going to let me highlight on this page. Okay, so that's going to be just awful for you guys to see. Here, let me just make it so it's the very top, and we'll just have the item story down here. So fully refined, it's giving 120 elemental mastery. When the buff actually happens, it's giving 200 elemental mastery and increasing attack percentage by 40%. So with all the other power creep characters with their big gold booms, throwing this in there, so you know it basically excuse me, still dying a little bit. This just feels like it was absolutely tailor-made for Venti in his position in a group where he is just a support, hitting his E or Q, mostly just his Q unless you're trying to get a little bit of swirl, and I guess E might show up, but for real, that's just for getting over mountains and hills. But it's, I don't know, this is a little ridiculous. If we see this with every banner rerun that this character's now getting a ridiculous weapon to go with them, that's... It's hard for me to tell whether or not they're just trying to correct and rebalance a little bit, or if this is them trying to make more money off of these characters they've already made money off of by giving them essentially an exclusive weapon that will make them relevant-er again. It's... I'm not a fan. And from the little bit of background that I know about Honkai Impact is that this is something that they have done in their other games to try and balance things out by introducing weapons. Now that game also went on, I think, to introduce weapon systems that just help things across the board and made weapons more farmable, but don't quote me 100% on that. I had a very brief exposure window to Honkai Impact, but it's... From a game development standpoint, it's not something that I'm a very big fan of. I think you should correct the characters themselves, tweak them, adjust their skills, adjust their modifiers, do whatever you need to do on the character itself. Having a weapon that comes in and tries to band-aid that is a poor situation. And with how bad the weapon banners are, of there always being 2 5-star weapons that you could potentially get, so you could essentially miss the one that you actually want to get for quite a few pities. There's nothing protecting you there. So it's not a good fix because these weapons aren't even very accessible in the first place. So again, this is why I would be a bigger fan of fixing the actual characters themselves and increasing their utility or their damage, or enhancing the role that they're doing in the group play. I would like to see that happen on the character side, because that's something that benefits everybody with the character, not introducing, you know, new custom-made weapons for him and everything. Because the Animo bow is already basically tailor-made for Venti. This man has 2 5-star weapons now. I guess biggest difference is that Animo, you could, if you R5 that one, he was really great damage, and this is making him really good for the support role, since, you know, if you have a Ganyu with crazy investments in it weapon wise and everything and running a 5-star with her, yeah, I don't think getting this is gonna now make you go, oh, my Venti's a DPS. Like, nope, you still just support, bro. And now he's just a little bit better support if you wail for the right weapon. It's not my favorite. And there's also, since we're talking about some of the new weapons and everything coming in 1.4, let's go ahead and take a look at, oh, that's highlighted? You let me highlight that text for whatever reason, but I couldn't highlight those awful walls of text? Cool. Sorry for everyone I made cross-eyed a couple of seconds ago. Anyways, this Windbloom Ode is another weapon coming in 1.4. I believe it's coming through the actual event and everything, so most people should be able to get this one. I do not think it's coming in an exclusive weapon banner or anything like that. Couple of things I want to point out about this bow, because people might see this, and I don't want anyone to get this and then be like, oh, well, now I should wail for Venti because I've got a bow that'll go really well with him. Like, no, stringless is still miles better than this. So this is not a very great weapon in terms of the other bows that are available in the game. So I don't want anyone to be baited through this weapon into going after Venti, because that's a mistake. So also, if you're one of the people that already have stringless and you get this and you're trying to figure out which one's better, it's stringless. It's stringless. But you know, nothing wrong with this. I like that there's a weapon with the event. We've had that a couple of times and everything already, so... You know, for newer players and free-to-plays that have terrible RNG, I like seeing free 4 stars being thrown around to people. It's a good move. I like that move. Very consumer-friendly. Unlike your other weapons! But it's... Yeah. So, I think that's pretty much it. Just wanted to pop up, tell you guys I'm not dead, talk about this stuff before it all goes live, because I think it's either going live later tonight or tomorrow. Not 100% sure. So, you know, just be careful, Boos. Take your time. It's okay. And just be careful. Hold on to your stuff. Get something crazier down the road, in my opinion. Other than that, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Appreciate them faces. Deuces.